Hey, hey! Waalaa here from the game CodeLaamaa. When you last visited, my friends taught you how to do math, how to take in input, play with variables, and print data to the screen. Now, we're going to lean into learning how to do decision making. Now, before we can do any sort of decision making, we need to understand how logic is done. And then what we're going to learn today will lean into our next lesson, which is decision making using the if block. You see, there are three types of decision-making logic. There are decisions that check for relationships. Now, that would be when you want to check to see if A, for example, is greater than or less than B, or maybe if B is greater than A, or if something is bigger than something else or smaller than something else, or even equal. But that leads into the next one. We're checking to see if decisions check for equality. And that's where we would check to see if something's equal to or not equal to something. And then the third one is to check logic. And in a nutshell, for checking logic, we're basically checking to see if something is true or false. So now let's see what these blocks look like in the game scene. Alright, so here's our game scene, and now what we're going to do is we're going to look at the logic category for the game scene. We won't really run too much code today, just look at the different blocks. So if we click on logic and if, there's a little equal sign block there. So you can see a bunch of stuff, but there's the equal sign. We're going to start with that, dragging that. And what we're going to do is we're going to add a couple of variables called A and B. So there's A, and here's B. All right, now you can see you can put variables inside the little empty placeholders there. Looks like A didn't come out well, so we're just going to recreate A there. And drag that. And so what this block now is going to look like is A equal to B. And if you click on the equal sign itself, you can see other options that you can bring in, such as greater than, and there's also less than and not equal to here. And so yeah, so you can specify the condition that you want for the scenario you're trying to work with here. Now let's bring in that AND block here. So AND, there's also another option for OR if you click on the word AND. And you can bring in variables like A and B into it. Or what we're going to do here is we're going to try and drag in that entire block above into one of the options there. And so it's kind of finicky sometimes, but you have to wait until the placeholder highlights yellow. So we're just trying to get it inside there. There it is. And so now you can see you can have a larger condition like A is less than B, or and then something else. Like you can say like X is true, or Y is greater than 5. You can have all kinds of other options there. Let's drag in the not and the true blocks. So not would be like the negation, the reverse, so opposite what you're checking for. And if we look at the false block, the true block, you can actually make it false as well. So as you can see, there's a number of different logic operators here in the if category. And in our next video, what we're going to do is we're going to look at the ifs and how they can connect these blocks to them to make decisions. Now, if you haven't already done so, head over to www.codelaamaa.com and download CodeLaamaa for your iPad or Android and give it a shot. You won't regret it. It's a game that takes place on Earth 5 in the not-so-distant future, where humans have abandoned the planet because it's become unlivable to them, and the animal kingdom, such as myself and my friends, have risen up to try and restore it, but can only be restored through the power of code. So you need to learn to code in order to save it. I know you're up to the challenge, so what are you waiting for? Bye for now. See you soon.